on consistently. And one day I reached out to my mom and I said, "Hey mom, listen, I'm exhausted. You used to get up when you were working, you used to get up really early but you would come home early, but it was like, could you walk me through because I just don't want to do this anymore. There has to be more to life than this." And she said something that was so poignant. Matter of fact, it's something that I even use today, and this is why I'm sharing this story with you. She said, "Son, until you get to the point that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that is only when you're going to that's only when you're going to execute and take action. Other than that, there's no point of you complaining to me or you talking about it if you're not going to do anything about it. Listen, I'm here for you, son, for you to vent. I'm here for you to get whatever you need to get off your chest. However, it comes a point in someone's life where the pain of continuing to have to go through something like that is not worth the reward that they're giving you." So family, I share that with you today because I don't know who's going through something or in a position, a job, or whatever that thing is. And as my mom stated, when you become sick and tired of being sick and tired, this is when you're going to take action. I hope today, after today's episode, I empower you. Matter of fact, I implore you to do something, to take action, even if it's a small step. Let's unpack today's episode. Point number one, unable to bounce back from mistakes made. I see this a lot of times from new project managers and even sometimes even seasoned project managers is that they'll make a mistake and it was their mistake that they made. They may have communicated the wrong thing. They may have accidentally messed up the schedule or the project management plan. And instead of owning it, what they do is they blame other people. And hey, listen, we've all been guilty of that. We've all said, I wouldn't, especially as a project manager, say, hey, I wouldn't have communicated that if the project team or stakeholder didn't say that. But see, where we're wrong at is that we probably should have done our due diligence. And matter of fact, that was an area opportunity to learn. And reason why I say they can't bounce back, because let's say a project team member or stakeholder tells you some information that is incorrect and you communicate it and you are the one that is held accountable, you take that. You're like, what do you mean, ED? Yes, you take that. And the reason why is because now that either that project team member or that stakeholder, you need to do more verification on that person because now that puts your reputation on the line. And a lot of times the new project managers, they want to be perfect because they're super excited about the opportunity and they don't want to make a mistake. I'll tell you, you're going to make a lot of them. I've made a lot of them. I'm not perfect. I've communicated the wrong information. I've messed up a project schedule, a project plan, but I learned very quickly and I was able to bounce back. I remember, I got another story. I don't know. I'm in story mode. When I was growing up, and I think they still have them, where it was this little, I'm gonna see if I can find one. It was this little bouncy ball thing. It's like a tall inflated thing. I don't know, maybe 3, 4 foot. And at the bottom of it, it was sand, or some of them had sand, some of them had balls or something, but mine's had sand in it. And if you sat on it, it wouldn't get up. But as soon as you got up off of it, it popped right back up. Oh, I think I'm saying something. Family, what I'm saying is we have to be like that item is that when people give us wrong information or we make a mistake, we have to get back up. You can't lay there long enough, family. This is part of the job. This is part of the profession. If you choose this thing that I love, that I hope you fall in love with, called project management, you have to understand you're going to make some poor decisions, but those poor decisions are going to shape you to be to be an exceptional project manager. Let's move on to point number two, inadequate reporting and communication. A lot of times project managers struggle, especially beginner project managers struggle with being able to provide clear, timely, and accurate project updates to stakeholders and project teams. And this is critical because if you're unable to provide this, you start losing the trust from your project team as well as your stakeholders. But the question is, ED, I know I don't come to your episodes just for you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. You give me actionable tips and you write, here's an actionable tip. Develop a standardized reporting systems for all projects. I would get with my project team, I would get with my stakeholders and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking of as far as a standardized report. Can we get a sign off from everyone? I'll send it out, and all I need is each project team member and each stakeholder to type approved. So that way we're all along. You know what the motto is, you know what the saying is. Documentation beats conversation. The next actionable tip: practice concise and clear communication in all project documents. I remember when this lady told me something, and again, one of the things, like my tool belt, you're going to develop your project management tool belt, but you can borrow mine for now. She said, your documentation needs to be so clear that someone should be able to, they should not even know what project management is, but should be able to look at an artifact, especially like a communication management plan. That is a key artifact to say, oh, okay, this is when the meeting is, this is who the people are going to be, this is the frequency, here's some additional notes, very clear as water. And that's going to be important, family. So you want to make sure that your communication is clear. Let's move on to point number 3. This is what I'm going to take my time with, because sometimes I can but micromanagement from leadership. Listen, I do not like micromanagement. If you want me to, if you want to see me get frustrated and not keep my professional cool, go ahead and micromanage me. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. First of all, now I know where we stand. But let me say something real quick too, family, just to be fair. And I had to learn this too, again, the hard way. Was a lot of times and not all cases, so don't apply this to all cases. A lot of times what can happen is that a leader micromanage you because of the fact that, one, they gave trust to a previous direct report and they basically lied to them. They basically misled them. Or two, that particular leader may be insecure, and because they're insecure and they don't know what's going on, they push that down to you. And so they feel like they need to be part of everything instead of allowing you. I love what Steve Jobs said when he was asked a question, and I'm paraphrasing here. He was having a conversation with, I think, some reporter or doing some interview or something, and they were talking about hiring employees. He was like, listen, when I hire somebody, I'm hiring you for your expertise. If you have questions, of course, I'm going to answer them, but I'm going to get out your way and let you do what you need to do. But I'm going to hold you accountable for the things you said you were going to do. And that is the difference. So let's dig into this point a little bit more. Excessive oversight and control from higher ups really stifle the creativity, the execution, and the autonomy. This can consist of, here's some key points up to if you're getting micromanaged: demanding unnecessary daily reports, attending every meeting that you have, questioning every decision that you make, bypassing you as the project manager and going directly to the project team or the stakeholders and not including you in those particular meetings. How do you resolve that? One, I'm going to be very transparent. You might want to get your resume ready, and you may want to start working on some certifications or some learning opportunities to see what's going on in the industry. I want to tell you, as my grandma said, like it TI is, because of the fact of this is the reality, family. Number 2, establish clear roles and responsibilities at the project outset. And 3, propose structured reporting systems that satisfy your leadership without daily interference. You know what? I'm going to just throw in a bonus because I'm feeling great today. Demonstrate competency through consistent delivery and proactive communication. That was one of the ways when I was getting micromanaged the last time I've been micromanaged, where I basically was proactive on the communication. I was including them on every email. I would set up a 10-minute quick call before they could even ask me, hey, we got our daily call at 10 minutes here. Let me tell you what's going on. And I run through everything extremely fast, things that they need to be fully aware of, and even things they didn't even ask me of. So then over time, that started developing confidence within that leader. And eventually they were like, I just need to leave that guy alone because I really believe that they got it. So I earned their trust. But there's been many situations that I was in prior to that where it was just not going to change. So I had to make a decision that was best for my career. And at first, I did everything possible that was in my control. And that's the biggest